Home again, jiggity jig. For those of you who saw the previous iteration of this vlog, my apologies, I had not completely reset everything up to deal with my home setup. So it was trying to record me on the laptop. To give you guys an idea of the home setup here. I got the big screen, I got the small screen over there, so I got my dual set up here. So anyway, I didn't have it set up for that. Still had it set up for when I was shooting on the mountain, so it was trying to record my voice over here, and I was also picking up the music, and so it's a mess. I deleted it, and I'm reshooting. But we're home. Got home today. Corinne came up to the mountain, met me up there, and then we swung on down through Atlanta, saw some very, very dear friends, which we need to get back to spending more time with. Grew up in Atlanta, so got a lot of connections there. So more on that in a few. First off, I want to say how proud I am of how the day in the life, gaming the downtime, is doing. Hit number 12 at least. I might have even been higher and I missed it on a small press hot list. So thank you guys, everybody, for the support. Think of Rama down below. It's been really successful too, and I suspect GMs of any other game system would find an easy way to convert this thing to, using it for your games. It did a really nice job of enhancing these are other things that my character wants to do and accomplish when I'm not out chasing down and fighting bad guys. So good for supers, good for fantasy, good for sci-fi, western. I don't care what setting it is. I think you'll find something useful for this, and I think it will really help gamify that experience. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Plus, you're really helping support Evil Beagle as we go forward trying to get all these other bigger projects done. Working on the bigger project, the first one, finishing Legends Unleashed. It's taking a little longer because of a couple of things. First off, there's a template that Savage Mojo created for importing content directly into layout. This is something, it's a little tip for all of you who are interested in getting into publishing product. Crafting a template that has all the headers already built the way you want them to be built and has other elements figured out how you want them to be standardized, and then having writers who are going to contribute to your content use that template right directly into that template is going to ensure you a much smoother transition of submitted document to final product. Whoever's handling your layout will love you to death for it. In fact, you probably should go ahead and consult with them in the first place if you have somebody who's doing that, and have them work out how they want to work with you in terms of layout. But having an established template is a really, really good idea. Savage Mojo did this. The only downside for me is that I'd already done a lot of this work. The document was already completely written, though there's some stuff I wanted to add. A lot of stuff, actually. But the foundational document was written, and now I have to reflow it all. So I had to copy-paste it out of Word, actually Open Office, but Word style, paste it into Notepad, and then copy paste it again into this new template, which, by the way, here's a great cheat for you. If you ever have a overly formatted document with a bunch of formatting codes embedded in it, and you need to get all that crap out of it so that it doesn't get repopulated into another thing that doesn't handle it well, the Notepad trick is standard. It rips all the formatting completely out, makes it raw text, and then you flow it back into the new program and go from there. It's a great way also to take stuff that you've written in Word and post it to a forum without causing code issues. So if you've never encountered that before, there's another tip for you. But anyway, I was doing that. More time on my end, but it means a much cleaner and more efficient process for the Savage Mojo guys, not only for this, but for future documents. So that's what's going on. I also found some material that was originally taken out, and I'm not sure why. I'm trying to remember why I decided to do that, but I keep making references into it in the Legends Unleashed document, so I'm putting it back in because I think it's very important, especially now there's a lot more facility for potentially creating items and things like that. So, places of power, times of power, and items of power, and the way you can tap those to get additional essence and increase your essence flows for big magic. Which big magic is a huge thing of what's going on in Legends Unleashed. So put all that back in, and also, as I talked about before, I put together a whole new set of mechanics for something called faction play. The long view is the name of the thing. and you guys are really excited about that. I think you're really, really going to enjoy that. It's going to add a whole new dimension of play for heroic legendary play. Really, anybody could do it, but it's kind of meant for that upper level stuff. And again, I'm very excited about that. So we're going to finally start getting into the Ranger focus thing, where we're the different groups that exist in the Justice in Life campaign. I'm going to start with the most recent one because it's very fresh on my mind, and I want to brag a little bit. But we had a sort of an unplanned, accidental game, launched the Justice in Life campaign for my friends in Atlanta, specifically two of my very dearest friends, Chris Kucsera and Nola Cheney. Chris, you guys know, is Nevtelen. He's like second in command of the Grey Ranger or the Grey Lanterns on the Justice in Life site. If you're involved with Justice in Life, he's Nevtelen. But this is his first chance of actually having a starting level character in the Justice in Life campaign. He's an ogre sorcerer. Very cool background. His actual name is Corey Evans. It's pronounced like one word, although it's Corey Evans was the name of the person that saved his mother's life while she was pregnant with him. So she named him in honor of this Galean, but it's not a Goblinish name at all, and Goblinish don't really use last names, so it's just sort of done as one. It's kind of a neat little bit. And his day in the life activity was, because we started with the day in the life thing. So his first day in the life activity thing was training to get better with weapons. Since he's a sorcerer, he wanted to kind of balance that out with some weapons training. He also did some spell research. The weapons training went really well for him. The spell research, not so much. Meanwhile, Griata, which is Corinne's character, she and my character as an NPC, Ardavan Galadrius, were over from Coastline in Tolm. Oh, I should point out, this is the Rangers of Tolm campaign. Tolm is the, I think, east or westernmost of the major gathers, or sort of meta gathers, of the Korg humps. It's also actually kind of intermingled in with the southern tip of Landrafea, and very close to Coastline. So it's a nice little connection there between my group here in Huntsville and the Atlanta group. So anyway, Griata was there helping establish the new outpost. So she went on patrol with Ardavan. They found a bunch of really important information that was very, very useful. And the information benefits gave them massive bonuses in the battle that came later. Then they went carousing, and the carousing went well too. Meanwhile, they both did, Chris and Corinne chose two different activities, 3 rounds each of activity. Well, Nola chose to make a day of it, which is to say, gave herself just 5 rounds, but all focused on one activity, which she declared tinkering, but it really wasn't tinkering. What she did was invent a toast making machine, which was awesome. It was just a great role play, because the thing is, it's not just a mechanic thing. It was a great role play thing, right? She made a contact. It was a goblin who's going to help her market it. She's a dwarf, by the way, dwarf tinker. Not high enough level to actually do the journeyman right stuff. So I actually used the art line in the crafting section of the document, which again, if you haven't seen it, it's linked below, but we used art, so she presented it, made money off of it, made a lot of money off of it, as a matter of fact. And so she's rich, or getting rich, and has invented a great toast making device. So that was fun. And then the next thing, they go off and they deal with this great cool thing, which is, they fight off some Ratson and a Minotaur, and find out this is part of some huger plot, which ultimately ties into the Patchwork Conspiracy, which is part of the big meta arc. Which, by the way, brings me to another point I want to make, which is that, yes, we need to go ahead and post for all you Grey Lanterns who are involved with Justice in Life, a section that bullet points all the meta arcs that are going on that kind of affect the Justice in Life campaign. So we're working on that. So that's that, and I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to make sure, get this up and out there for people to enjoy. And I'm back on the saddle again here in the Silver Unicorn Pub. So peace out.